Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Let's cut to the chase and talk about something. For the very first time, I am doing a figure giveaway. Yes, this Hiya Godzilla 2019 figure is going to one lucky winner. How do you win it? Well, pay attention to my channel, because the next video is going to be a review of the actual movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters. In that video, there will be a keyword. Once that keyword pops up, you just go ahead and comment it down in the comment section, and guess what? You're eligible. So go ahead, subscribe, and hit the notification bell because you don't want to miss it, because somebody is taking this home. That said, enjoy the review. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Gwen Destruction review. Okay, so there's one thing I want to go ahead and say. This is a first for me, having Hiya Godzilla, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know for certain, call me out if I butchered that. I don't know. But they have a nice line of Godzilla figures that is releasing, and this is the first one that I've actively purchased. Now, when I do this review, we are going to do a comparison to NECA and SH Monsterarts, at least a variation since I don't exactly have the 2019 one. But we're going to get in, talk about this figure, and I'm just going to go ahead and see if this is worth it. Because I feel like this is the new guy on the street right here that's just showing up, and it's just blowing up the scene. Godzilla figures that are actually decently priced and well sculpted. But we'll save all that for later, because let's get into everything now. Alright, so the box art. As usual, we always go ahead and kick things off with the box art. This box art, I will say, is not as captivating as I would want it to be. However, though, there's one thing that I do enjoy about it. We do got these really cool pictures of the actual figure on the actual box, and a few actually in this window spot right here. So I feel like you're getting a much better look at the figure. Granted, this is still just a prototype, but I do want to say that this is one of those cases that the actual figure is, like, actually rivals the prototype. I mean, oftentimes there are figures that will come on out, and what you see on the package looks nothing like the actual figure once you actually open it up, which this is disappointing. This one, it really lives up to it. On the top, we have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'm going to flip that around for you guys. And then on the side, just the poster from the movie. It's very simplistic right here. I think it might be enough to draw. Again, this isn't like NECA's. I've always loved NECA's packaging for their Godzilla figures. It's just very simple and tells you what it is. And everything on the back right there is in Japanese. I don't think there's anything on the bottom. Oh, just the Godzilla 2019. So that's pretty well that exactly for it. So now this is actually the one that I'm going to be doing a giveaway for. So this figure right here is in the box still right here. So as you saw in the intro, this is going to somebody. But I do have a second one, which is going to be the one we're actually going to be reviewing now. Okay, and there he is. This is really just magnificent. Now we're going to get some close-ups right here, some close-up shots, because I don't feel like this camera angle that I'm shooting by default as I'm doing this and narrating this is going to give the full justice for what we're going to see. This figure right here, we've seen it a ton of times. I mean, there are tons of Godzillas out there. But to me, the thing that really strikes about this figure is this was purchased for at least $50. And I think actually this might excel some of SH Monsterarts, honestly. I'll bring the SH Monsterarts one in. We're just going to go ahead and take a look at this first. And now, one thing I do want to note about this one is if you do look at various parts of the body, it does seem like there is dirt within the scales throughout this figure, which I think is a little cool detail. I don't remember ever seeing that part of the NECA one or the SH Monsterarts. It's just one of those little things. I mean, you can see even here on the legs, especially on the tail. It definitely looks like this Godzilla has been through a lot of different battles, and just very interesting. And there's a little detail that I don't even remember seeing on the NECA one, and I'll double check the NECA one. It's been a while since I've looked closely. But right here, we actually capture those little gills right there, kind of. I mean, they're very kind of lost in. Hopefully this second camera angle actually gets in there and shows it to you properly. And then for that, we have the face right here, which, to me, my favorite thing about this is every figure, whether it's SH Monsterarts or NECA has struggled with the eyes and the mouth and the teeth. It's just definitely something about this right here that I absolutely love. Sculpt-wise, also, I do want to point out, there is no seams. No seams, seamless completely. I'm not seeing any in these spines right here, which is really nice to see because I know NECA had that issue, which was one of those things that was concealed kind of, but it was still there though when you looked at it from an aerial view. And then you just go all the way down to the tail right here. Tail seems a little short and stubby on this one right here. That's kind of how I guess this Godzilla was. I mean, it's not like short or anything like that, but for some reason, just compared to most Godzilla figures I'm used to, that's not on Hiya, or however it's pronounced, that's more so on the design team. Which this Godzilla, by the way, if you are curious, this was my favorite I think it was an improved design of the Godzilla 2014 design, especially with the feet, and then for that, the spines. The feet are definitely more typical to what we'd expect in a Godzilla design. Everything right here just seems really spot on, and I'm still looking to see if there's anything that I can find sculpt-wise that seems like a problem. I feel like, just judging by the sculpt I'm looking for. The sculpt is probably the best on this one. That's my take. Now, I'm sure there's people that could disagree with me. That's okay, to each his own. Paint job just, it doesn't have like a lot of variation as far as the actual skin color. It just seems to be more of a, I want to say maybe kind of like a charcoal color, more like that. But of course you have your browns that are kind of scattered in there. And then after that you have your reds inside the mouth with the tongue and such like that, the teeth. So there is a little variation, not much though. So it's not quite like NECA. NECA loves to add variations of paint apps, which I applaud them for that. I think this is very passable, to be honest. So I think that if it's one of those things, if you're definitely one of those people that cares about the sculpt, then you're going to win here. But let's talk about the articulation now. So next up we have the articulation we're going to talk about. Now here's the deal with the articulation. I've counted at least about 28 points of articulation. Maybe I'm a little off. I did a pre-count before this, but the box doesn't actually tell me how many points of articulation. Maybe the website that I ordered this from actually does tell me. But I will say this figure is pretty decently articulated for a figure that I expected to be more so like NECA, more so. But we do have the jaw. The jaw is kind of hindered a little bit. I mean, you can get a little range out of this. However, though, I think this might be max before maybe you're pushing it. Then for that, you do have different cuts on the head. You have one, or neck, I should say. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of this is, it's nice to have, but it's so stiff, though, I will say. That's probably one of the downfalls for this figure. Despite the fact it is awesome, it has this articulation there, it is just stiff in various areas and doesn't really do much. This arm, let's see how far we can get this around, possibly. Oh, we can get it all the way around. I'm going to be very embarrassed if this does break. I think we got him all the way. Close, I think. There we go. You just have to kind of play around with it. He might need a hot water bath, but still, though, you can get some pretty good range out of that arm. The elbow, just in and out, it just kind of rocks back and forth. And then after that, you have your wrist articulation, which spins all the way around. Unfortunately, the digits don't actually move, which I don't think has been common to any Godzilla that I can think of. We do have, there's an ab crunch supposed to be there, but it's so hindered by the spines. If you notice, it just doesn't do much, so I really don't know what the point of that is. It's just, it's cool that it's there. I just know it's going to be something I'm going to Photoshop out, though, once I do an actual shot at this figure, since I have a no seams rule. Now, these legs, though, this is actually pretty good, actually. I think the legs are probably some of the best for this right here. But you got double jointed right here, so you can kind of get up, then up further. So I think that's actually kind of unique. I don't think NECA has had that range, honestly. We don't need to talk about SH Monsterarts. We know how articulated they are. But yeah, I think that is really neat how they did that right there. And definitely seems like this is not as stiff as much, really. Then for that, we do have our foot, which kind of does kind of rock around as well. It's the same on the other side as well. Move over to the tail, and rather than like a bendy wire inside of it, it is kind of like an SH Monsterarts, a bit more limited. We have a cut here, here. Let me count this through. So we have 1, 2, 3, and then after that we go down, and then we have 4. Some of this is really well concealed. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have about 9 points, and unless I missed something, I think I'm correct there. It's got some good articulation. I think it excels in the legs the most, though, because I feel like this is just much better than most Godzillas, discounting SH. SH is just undisputedly the king of articulation when it comes to Godzilla figures. Other ones, though, it's usually bare minimal, is what I'm trying to say. So this one is actually kind of cool. They have certain points, and maybe you can get a hot water bath and work with certain joints. I have yet to do this, but it doesn't seem like I'm worrying about this figure breaking, at least with articulation. I'm probably going to have it in a standard pose since I really don't get too crazy with my Godzillas. But overall, though, it's maybe, I'd give it maybe about a 7 out of 10 as far as articulation goes. Alright, so let me go ahead and lay this out for you, how I have this. We have the Hiya, we have the NECA, and then we have the SH Monsterarts figure. Also, if you want to know if there are any accessories with this figure, there are no accessories. So, if you're expecting accessories, be expected to be disappointed. You're just getting the figure itself. Retailing at $50 this one. This was about $30 when it released, and this one was about $80, I think it was. Disclaimer, This is the SH Monsterarts Godzilla vs. Kong Godzilla. I don't believe the design between that Godzilla and that film versus the 2019 one have a lot of differences. I'm using this as kind of a comparison, so it's closer. One issue I have with SH Monsterarts, I mean, they're fantastic when it comes to the articulation, because these you can just really get in there, and everything just matters, and it's just so slick. Ignore the dirt for this guy has on his tail right here. I took him out for a photo shoot. Yeah, they're just kind of ugly as well right there. But overall, though, these figures, though, have some of the best, most clean articulation. The problem is the paint apps are always so flat. Like, this is just pretty well like a dark black. There's not a lot of variation. There's nothing to it. It's just black. That's all it is. Maybe it gets a little lighter on the chest area, but there's nothing much. I like variety. Discount the fact that he does have this atomic breath thing going on. I mean, it does look marvelous. If I probably would have never bought this figure as just normal Godzilla. I probably wouldn't. I honestly bought this because of these spines, and because of the fact that I did want to go ahead and dive into SH Monsterarts, but I don't think that's the best one. Now, for those that are curious, NECA actually does not produce Godzilla figures anymore. Their license ran out about 2 years ago, and their figures were okay. $30, $25, around that range, and a lot of these figures, like, they looked amazing in the sculpt area. And actually, I'm noticing right here, he does have the gills on the side. I guess I just overlooked it. I've never been too big of a fan of the head on this one right here. Now, this figure, I actually had to buy him 3 different times. Whole story behind that. But anyway, I feel like the head is just really odd. I mean, with this big old cut right here, and then for that to the neck, I mean, it's very simple. NECA has never been too in-depth with their Godzillas. I mean, they got more in-depth as time went on, but this is pretty well just what you expect of any NECA Godzilla. It's still great. It's still fantastic. I buy their figures because of the sculpt. Like, I love the spines. The spines look amazing on them right there. I love the detail they have going on. But when you look in there, though, let's see if my camera can pick up on this right here. You can see there is kind of a seam right in there as far as like the spines go. And to me, that just kind of bothers me. And I should point out that also these are known for extremely wonky eyes and the mouths, which are just really janky. Anybody that knows anything about this figure just knows this is a common issue with NECA. However, though, for a $30 price point, this isn't bad, though, for what you're getting. In fact, some people might prefer it over the SH Monsterarts. But when you bring in this Hiya figure, though, I'm digging the beefiness this one has. Not to mention, this head just looks so much better. A lot of the articulation is a lot better concealed, especially on that neck. And let's compare about those tails real quick, because I think this is a more fair comparison, since these are from the exact same movie, unlike the SH Monsterarts one. I really like the dirt thing. You know, I talked about that. That's all over the tail. I didn't even talk about one little detail with that, too. I mean, it doesn't stop even on the side, but it's just like on the feet. It's on the bottom of the tail. It's such a cool little detail that, I mean, NECA could have done. It's just that they didn't really look into. Some people, maybe they don't like it. I like it, though. It just gives it a little dirtier, grittier design as far as the figure goes. Bring these to the front right here. And, yeah, I mean, this to me it just looks so much better. Everything pops. And no disrespect towards NECA and anything, but I feel like there's certain things I feel like they could have done better with. So you're looking at $20 difference between these figures. That's excluding the shipping and handling cost. The base price, though, for this right here just makes this look so appealing right here. And I think that definitely this is the real winner and might be the new undisputed champion when it comes to some of the legendary Godzillas. Supposedly, they're supposed to be getting into the Showa Classic Godzilla, so I'm curious to see if they can handle things well there, because that is usually where SH usually does really well there, because anything SH does with the classic Godzillas is just amazing. But not so much the legendary. But again, they're all different. They are unique in their own ways. It's just that if you wanted something that's simply just a Godzilla to represent that one the best, it depends. How much are you willing to spend? Are you okay with $30? Is that your max to spend on a figure? Then track down the NECA. I don't know what the aftermarket prices are right now, but $50 doesn't sound too bad for a Hiya Godzilla right now, and for a great sculpt, despite no accessories. So, I might point you that way. Alright, that sums it up for my take on this figure right here. Don't forget, as I said earlier in the video, in the intro I talked about how there is a giveaway. I want to see the comment section next week, next Friday, not this coming Friday, but next week. I want to see it flooded with Go Go Godzilla in the comment section. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay tuned because you want to get an early jump on that because I want this figure to go out to one lucky winner. And I'm curious to see who's going to walk away with it in the end. This is a magnificent figure. Let me know if this is a figure that you like. If it's not one you don't, go ahead and let me know. What are you critical about? I want to hear different opinions. Or maybe are you in favor of the NECA or SH Monsterarts? I want to know. I think this is my favorite of the Godzilla 2019 figures. It could just be because it's new, but really though, I think it's just outstanding, and I can't wait to see what Hiya does. Their King Ghidorah is going to be amazing. They have that coming on out. So go ahead, like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comment section. Thank you for joining this video. You have a great day.